Assalamu alaikum. This is the unit number 2, Foundations of Curriculum Development. Under this unit, we will discuss the different foundations of curriculum development. The first one is philosophical foundation of curriculum development, psychological foundation of curriculum development, and sociological foundation of curriculum development. And in this unit, we will also see how these foundations will influence the curriculum development. Let us start with the first foundation, which one is the philosophical foundation of curriculum development. Philosophy is the pursuit of wisdom and knowledge. It is the study of realities and general principles. It concerns with the research of internal truth. Philosophy provides systematic procedures for clarifying issues and problems and making decisions on critical points of curriculum development. It can aid curriculum development in many ways, but it is practically useful in helping us to understand nature of educational objectives, the structure or interrelationship of the objective, and also the nature of curriculum activities. Philosophy is a pursuit of rational thinking and sound judgment. It seeks to give knowledge of the whole and determine the goal of the life, and education tries to achieve that goal. Philosophy provides curriculum specialists with a framework for broad issues and tasks. In general, what experiences and activities to stress in school and classroom. So these all guidelines are provided by the philosophical foundation. The content of curriculum change to suit the prevalent ideologies and social ways of thinking. Philosophy and curriculum. Every society is held together by a common faith or philosophy, which serves its member as a guide for living a good life. It is therefore quite natural for the adults of the society to pass on this philosophy or knowledge of good to their children. In developing and developed societies, schools are established to induct the young into the ways of living that adults consider well. Thus, the curriculum of the school, whatever else it may do, is first and foremost designed to win the heart and mind of the young to those principles and ideals that will direct them to wise decisions whose consequences lead to the concepts of good life. There are 4 basic philosophies in education. The first one is Idealism, Realism, Pragmatism, and Existentialism. Idealism. Idealism is the oldest metaphysical and epistemological doctrine, originated from ancient India in the east and from Plato in the west. The word idealism is derived from 2 distinct sources, the idea and the ideal. According to idealism, only idea, spirit, or mind are real. Curriculum in idealism. Idealists believe in an idea-centered curriculum. One cannot know the real world as it truly is, but the observer obtains ideas only pertaining to natural and social phenomena. Curriculum developed according to ideals and external values. The school curricula should be the same for all youngsters. Critically important are those subjects that most clearly reveal big standing truths about the human condition. The third one is the important factor in education at any level for idealists is teaching children to think. In idealists, teachers should help students to explore texts for ideas about the purpose of life, family, the nature of peer pressure, and the problem of growing up. Idealists always believe that ideas can change lives and that classical literature can be used and explored to help solve problems in today's world. Under the concept of idealism, creativity will be encouraged. When students immerse themselves in the creative thinking of others and when they are encouraged to reflect. It lays stress on the child of the nature, and curriculum also emphasizes on the higher values like truth, ethics, religion and art find an important place in curriculum of idealists.
Realism. The term realism comes from Latin word realist, who is to be real. Realism refers to the things exist whether or not the human mind perceives them. Realism is a reaction against idealism. Realism tends to believe that an objective, real world exists independent of any observer. Curriculum in realism. Realism is concentrated on the humanistic and scientific principles, and its values are based on universal natural laws. The realist focuses on teaching their students the scientific method of problem solving and also give importance to the technology. They also believe teachers should be expert in their subject matter. And the last point is realists give a high priority to subjects like physical sciences and mathematics. The third philosophy, educational philosophy, is pragmatism. The term pragmatism derives its origin from Greek word meaning to do, to make, to accomplish. Pragmatists said that ideas due to action, nothing more. The main central theme in pragmatism is an experience. Curriculum in pragmatism. Pragmatism curriculum is based on problem solving according to the scientific method and values are situational or relative. Pragmatists believe that reality is constantly changing and that we learn best through applying our experiences and thoughts to the problem. Pragmatic teachers focus on hands-on problem solving projects and they believe that having students work in group is a highly effective teaching method. Pragmatists also believe in focusing on solving problems in an interdisciplinary way, and the pragmatism curriculum provides for creative and purposeful activities in teaching learning process. And pragmatism also stresses on experience curriculum. The fourth philosophy is existentialism. It is the youngest philosophy. It is very difficult to find its root in any of the ancient philosophies. It may be described as a modern 20th century philosophy. However, it has not yet received a wide general recognition in the field of education. Let's see the curriculum in existentialism. Existentialism's curriculum is based on classroom, a dialogue in which stimulates awareness that each person creates a self-concept through significant choices. The values are based on human free will. Teachers who practice existentialism view students as a learner must confront others' views to clarify his or her own. Character development that existentialists hope that their students will achieve in individual responsibility, having their students develop truthfulness, thoughtfulness, and having the ability to examine life through authentic and genuine learning experiences. Existentialism preferred to free learners to choose what to study and also determine what is true and by what criteria to determine this truth. The curriculum will avoid systematic knowledge or structural discipline and the student will be free to select from many available learning situations. In existentialism, series of things that children and youth must do and experience, and all the experiences children have under the guidance of teachers. In existentialism, learning is self-placed and self-directed. The second foundation is the psychological foundation of curriculum development. The word psychology is derived from two Greek words, psyche means soul and logos means study. Psychology is the scientific study of human behavior. Role of psychology in curriculum development. Psychology attempts to describe, explain, and predict human behavior. It also gives us an insight into the child's development and learning and provide various techniques of inquiry for the use in the curriculum area. Let us briefly examine the psychological sources that the curriculum developers can apply. Educational objectives, student-learner characteristic, learning processes, teaching methods, evaluation procedures. The first one is educational objectives. Knowledge of the psychology of learning helps the curriculum developers to devise and phrase appropriate goals and objectives. The curriculum developers can determine whether goals and objectives are suitable for the various developmental levels and ages of learners, and that whether they are attainable or not. The second important point considering through psychological foundation is student-learner characteristic. An understanding of the nature of learner is very important, and particularly of individual differences and personalities will assist the curriculum developers to make more choices in curriculum decision making. The study of personality can tell us whether different personalities respond to learning experiences in different ways. The third point is learning process. Perhaps the greatest contribution that psychology makes to curriculum is an understanding of how people learn. The curriculum developers who have a sound grasp of learning and learning theory are in a commanding position to devise an appropriate curriculum for learners. In particular, an understanding of learning is essential to the effective selection of appropriate learning teaching strategies. Teaching methods. Psychology makes a significant contribution to both the selection of learning experiences and the way teaching is conducted in the classroom. In the school curriculum, an understanding of psychology is essential to the curriculum developer in devising appropriate learning experiences and conditions for learning. Because psychology studies the human mind, human behavior. So that's why it is very important during the curriculum development. Evaluation procedure. Psychology can also provide curriculum developers with directions for undertaking the evaluation of students and teachers' performance. Educational psychologists have developed a vast array of techniques for measuring the degree of student learning, students' attitude towards learning, teaching and so on, so forth, as well as the extent of teachers' effectiveness. So, the curriculum developer must have the knowledge about the psychological foundation. Sociological foundation of curriculum development. The last foundation is curriculum must take into account the sociological considerations, otherwise it will remain bookish and divorced from life. A curriculum that ignores sociological foundation does not serve any purpose. It results in waste time, energy, and resources. It will produce individuals who cannot play their role effectively as enlightened members of a society. A sound curriculum must be based on the needs and aspiration of a society always. An unrelated curriculum may lead to individuals who can neither find employment nor engage themselves in fruitful occupations and consequently remain dissatisfied, maladjusted, and frustrated. Role of sociology in curriculum development. According to sociologists, schools are social institutions, specially set up for the preservation of culture and transmission of culture by society. School seeks to discharge this function through the curriculum. The curriculum therefore include learning experiences based on the ways of life, kinds of knowledge, attitude and beliefs that are considered important by the society. Some kinds of selection are needed as all the aspects of culture cannot be included in the curriculum planning, thus become a base for the selection of various elements. So these are three foundations of curriculum development.